Hey guys, what is going on? Formula Ian here, back with another F1 video, and here we are talking about F1 2018 and new ideas for the new game. And this is going to include both career mode and multiplayer, so stick around if you want, if you're a multiplayer guy or just a career mode guy, or if you want to hear both. But starting off with career mode, I watched Tiamat Marduk's video recently, how he put up some ideas for 2018, but they were all straight multiplayer, and he said that career mode has been getting all the love, right? And that is true. I do agree with him, but like I don't think that the love that they have showed has really done much. The only love they showed for it was that they put back career mode and they added the more development stuff to do. And if you think about that, if you look at other games, really not a hard thing to do. Um, I'm not acting like I could do it, but if we have to keep them to a standard, and we shouldn't act like what they have done is revolutionary or it's crazy. I think 2017 as a game is probably the best overall in terms of features, but at the same time, you could consider a disappointment in terms of all the hype. It's really just they added just more development stuff and like a tree and everything, but nothing really else, and improved upon stuff that the other game didn't had problems with. So my first, yeah. So talking about career mode, more realistic, and they added the whole engines and how it can wear and the tear and how you have to change them, and if you change them early you can risk getting a penalty and all that stuff, gearbox and everything and all the components. But the issue that I had was I thought it was gonna be realistic where you could get random failures, right? And it seems like the AI gets that, but we don't get that. And I understand it could be frustrating for a player, but you could just put it on a setting where it says no random failures or none of that. Because I'd rather watching Tiamat Marduk's video with McLaren Honda, he had a terrible time, right, with the pace that they had at the the first season. I think second season they kind of picked that up. But I was, when I tuned in to watch him, or if I wanted to play, I was expecting legit Honda realism, where wasn't doing well in practice, qualifying or anything, they break down in the race, could barely do a full race. I wanted stuff like that. They had all these stuff to do in the tree, the race development tree, where you could improve the reliability, but that just made it last longer. There was no like, it was all about making the engine and the components and everything last longer rather than having no random failures. And I think you can easily implement that by just having a setting like if for some people that would want it, they could, because F1 Championship Edition had that failures you could have. Sure, it wasn't realistic, it was kind of weird the way they did it, because sometimes it happened for stupid reasons, but at the same time they gave you an option. You wanted it or you didn't want it, and I thought that was really a really cool feature. I thought that was what's gonna happen, but I guess not. Who knows, maybe they wanted to test it out and they might add it, but I think there should be more failures in the race. I want to be battling for points depending on the team I am, or maybe podium or win, and for there to be a random failure like it was happening to Max, and to be frustrated a little bit. Obviously it will be annoying, but at the same time there should be a setting that would say, do you want to have this? And then the moment you say yes, you have to deal with it, because real F1, it's unpredictable and not everything goes to the driver's way. Moving on, we need cinematics. We need some new cinematics. Enough with these old ones that we've had since 2015. And I'm not asking for some crazy ones, but I just want a different one than the driver coming out and putting his hands out wide and looking left and looking right a little bit. Like, this is F1. You win a race, you're going crazy. I want to see some like fist pumping. I want to see the guy go to his team members, the people in the garage going crazy. I want stuff like that. I want to see some new stuff, because they did have other stuff. I don't understand why they would keep stuff from 2016 but take out things from the other games. If you're gonna keep the same stuff, just make it one big one, and so there can be variety. But I think for this, what they should do for the new game is have more moments more moments after the race or before the race with some better cinematics, you know, more after the race for the celebrations. Like the podium is the same. One thing you could do is maybe have it where you can kind of control the player, but I don't see Codemasters doing that or being capable of doing that. Not a diss, but they are making a race game, not a third person walk or first person, whatever they try to do. If they were to do it, they're strictly racing, and I could see why they wouldn't let you control the player, but at least add some new cinematics, just to keep it fresh, and it just gives it the game more character. I think it'd be better for career mode to have some emotion, because there are moments you win the championship and Jeff's like, wow, you're world champion, and then all you do is donuts. I think what they should do is add, like, maybe voice record some person as your driver. So you have Jeff. They have someone that voice records for Jeff. Why not have somebody that does it for your driver? They could obviously record with a man and a woman, since they have women drivers. But you could do it easily and just have some scripted moments. Your champion, your guy goes crazy. Your guy talks. He gets hit. Your guy gets a little bit frustrated. And he speaks on the radio. There needs to be some sort of, because 2K has their person for interviews, and we used to have interviews in 2010 and a little bit in 11. Your guy didn't talk, but we know Codemasters can do something with that. They have been able to do it. Obviously, there were some repetitive moments with the interviews, but at least we got something. Add just some voiceover. We don't need interviews, but I would like to hear my driver cheer when he's won the championship or won a race. I want to hear myself, almost, in a way you could say. Continuing with the emotion, I want Jeff to have some emotion. Jeff sounds like he's ready. He's looking for the next opportunity to end it all. I've never heard Jeff be so depressed in my life. I want 2010 Jeff, where you win with the Virgin racing team and he's going crazy because there's no reason you should be winning with that car. There needs to be more realism where Jeff understands the car that you're in, and Jeff needs to be like, listen, pass this, overtake this guy, rather than just being an annoying guy that sounds like he doesn't care about life. It's just little things that help improve the experience rather than just making it feel a little boring and repetitive. I think what they need to do, and this is gonna go with the skill tree, is bring back the year amount. I don't know why they set it to 10 years. What they should do is, because not everybody, not even half, I think, would do the full 10 years of the season. So what they need to do is give the counters where you get to pick 3, 5, 7, 10, whatever they decide. And whichever they do decide, if they decide 3, then the development will be easier. You get more points to develop, so you can develop your car quicker because you're having a short career, you know. And then 10, it's obviously as it is now. It's hard, it's slow, it's a grind, which is fun, it's fine. But not everybody's willing to do that grind, you know. Not everybody is willing to go on almost every day or every weekend to play just career mode. They want to play other games or even multiplayer. So having a choice for how many years you can race probably could help. And those are my career mode. Just gonna quickly run through them. More realistic in terms of engines. Damage has been pretty realistic, most realistic we've ever seen it, so that's pretty good. But more realistic in terms of the way F1 is. So engine failures, part failures, gearbox, all that stuff. New cinematics. I want to see some new celebrations, not the same old. Jeff needs to spruce it up a little bit. I want to hear him a little bit happy. He's kind of a bummer right now. And amount of years. So now for this part, we're moving on to multiplayer. So I think multiplayer has just been the same. The only thing that seems to change is the connection, and it feels like it gets worse and worse. This year I can't tell you the amount of times where connection has ruined my experience, but um, I don't know if that's just because the way Tiamat Marduk made it seem, well, not, I don't know if he was trying to make it seem this way, but he said all the love was going to career mode, so they weren't paying enough attention to multiplayer, and that could affect the connection and all that. But I honestly, I just think, I don't know what to think, whether they can't really make a good connection, or it's like Tiamat Marduk's suggesting that it's them not paying enough attention to multiplayer. I think multiplayer, it really, there's some little things they could add, and I'm not sure if it's licensing, because we've always given ideas that have been kind of can't be done because of licensing. And for me, some stuff you could do, because they added this new rank system, which I think is fine, it's good, but there's no point to it. There's nothing I'm getting out of it other than a rank. If you want me to come back and players to come back, do something like unlocking stuff. So it could be new helmets, stickers for your helmets, certain type of patterns, all this kind of stuff you get to unlock as you level up. You can add a point system where as you win races you get like coins or something, where after you've reached, say it takes level 10 to unlock something, but then once you've unlocked it you need your points, your coins to fully get it, like as if you were buying it, right? And that could be you can get coins through just racing. So each time you do an overtake, it will do a counter at the end of the race. It'll tell you got 10 coins for overtaking, 20 for winning, 30 whatever, etc, etc. And I think that will just keep people coming back. You can keep updating it with new patterns and helmets and colors. I don't know about colors, but all that type of stuff. More customization. I don't know how they can do this really. I think F1 has probably had, out of all sports games, probably one of the worst customization, and that's not completely Codemasters' fault. They have to stick to real F1. They can't go around letting you change the whole car. But with the Liberty Media, who knows? Liberty has really, we've had them for 1 year, and they've done a lot of stuff like esports. Fantastic. They've really promoted the game. This is, I think, for F1 2017, I've never seen it more promoted I've seen it more promoted than any other F1 game. So that's including esports. That's promoting the game. Commercials on Twitter, promotions on Twitter. I see the F1 account tweeting about it a lot. A lot of ads on F1 videos are the game. I think Liberty understands that there's a big community here, or loyal community, and I think if they could work something out, do some customization. So maybe gloves. We see Vettel this year, he went with black gloves instead of the traditional red that the Ferrari drivers usually wear. Lewis and Nico, how they had the different, Lewis had black, Nico had yellow. When Schumacher was at Mercedes, he had red. It's stuff like that. It's red gloves, that is. So some customization, more animations also, and that's just after the race with the other drivers. Just some more animations to make you feel like, I think more for league races, because after a league race is done, you want to see your guy celebrating. I doubt you really care too much, but it'd be a nice touch. Connection, 100%. I already talked about how it's kind of bad. Connection just needs to improve. It seems to be getting worse and worse. I feel like there's money coming into Formula One to really put some money into fixing this connection issue, whichever way you can. Tiamat Marduk brought up a thing about servers, how you could rent out a server, and he wouldn't mind paying $5. I wouldn't mind either, but I feel like he's more focused on league racing when he brings that up, rather than just having overall fun. He really because a lot of people that he does race are out of Australia. I can see why, and I totally agree. I'm not dogging him or anything. I think it's a good suggestion. I really do think it is, but at the same time, you've bought the game already. You don't want to put $5 just for a one-time thing that you're gonna be doing, you know. And but it's a good suggestion, but I just think Codemasters actually needs to put some money into actually doing some servers or something. That's all Codemasters. We shouldn't have to rent out servers, and if that's an option that they do choose, I'd be pretty disappointed. Not that I wouldn't pay to have a good server, but that's if I was really serious into league racing. I'm not gonna pay 5 just to do a sprint race that I'd probably crash out in because some dude doesn't really care and he slams into me, you know. But connection, yeah, that's all I have to say. I'm I'm not saying I'm against having to rent a server, but it shouldn't be an option. It, there should be just good connection. They should really work on that. Um, Punishments. So punishments, plain and simple. There are a lot of tools on sprint mode or anything like that that just don't really care. They wait for you, they crash into you, they don't break, they really ruin an experience. Sure, you can have fun with your friends and mess around with that, but I've been hit countless times by people in not only this game but in previous games, and there's no punishments. And I think, I don't know, if a dude is going really slow for no reason, I think they need to do where if the person's going below a certain limit, speed limit, and they're not in the pits where they need to be in a pit limiter, then there should be a warning that says speed up or your car will be taken over or something. There needs to be something implemented to prevent people from doing it, because countless times people will crash out from something and they'll take it upon themselves to really ruin someone else's race. So I think they need to fix that. Teammate Madu brought up a good suggestion, whereas if you're lapped down, you're ghosting. People might be against it. It might not be realistic if people just ghost, but at the same time, it's something that will work, and I agree with this 100% because really it doesn't look like Codemasters has tried anything. It doesn't look like they really are gonna do anything, so might as well just do a ghost if you're a lap down, or if you get blue flags. The moment you get blue flags, you start ghosting. It only seems fair. It seems like a good solution until Codemasters can come up with something that is better and will prevent it from ghosting. But I think for now it should be a thing. But a lot of these things you can just add a setting that says yes or no to keeping them, like the punishment. One lap down ghosting, just add a setting that says yes or no, and then if you want to keep it realistic, you just turn on the setting or off. But yeah guys, those are my suggestions. Not really too much, nothing game breaking. I doubt I said something that could really change the game. It was just my thoughts to help make F1 more interesting, because as an F1 fan, I'm gonna keep coming to this game no matter what, because I love F1 and I always wanna race the cars online and career mode. I wanna try and win champs or whatever the hell I'm trying to do in career mode. But for just a random person just picking up the game, really, it's not gonna. He's gonna play it career mode. He's gonna see, oh wow, I have to do all this in this much amount of time for the R&D section, and then online it's really nothing else there to do other than just race people that are gonna crash into you. So I think just adding these things will keep people playing the game. These suggestions were more about keeping the fans playing the game for as long as possible before the next game comes out. But yeah, if you did agree with some of my suggestions, say in the comments. If you have your own, say it down below. Please like and do subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.